The shove was subtle, almost deniable, but the manager's sneer wasn't. "People like you don't belong here," he hissed, the words echoing the disdain in his eyes as Claire Matthews, in her simple joggers and ponytail, was ejected from the glittering fortress of elegance on Rodeo Drive. Humiliation, hot and sharp, pricked at her composure. But beneath the sting, a quiet resolve began to harden. He thought he was dismissing a nobody. He had no idea he'd just insulted a queen, and her king was on his way. The California sun felt accusatory on Claire Matthews. At 45, she preferred comfort over extravagance, a simple white t-shirt and gray joggers today. This was unusual only to those who didn't know her. Today was special. Her husband Robert's birthday was near, and after 15 years of marriage to the LA investor, she knew meaningful gifts required thought, not just an unlimited budget. She'd spotted the perfect vintage watch at Elegance, an exclusive boutique known for its curated luxury. She had arrived at 10:30 a.m., planning to buy the watch before Robert met her for lunch at noon. Inside the opulent store, a bell chimed softly, but no staff looked up immediately. Claire found the rare 1960s timepiece she'd researched. "May I help you?" a voice finally asked, polite but cool. Claire turned to a young saleswoman, Veronica, who eyed Claire's casual attire with disdain. "Yes, I'm interested in that vintage watch," Claire said, pointing. The saleswoman raised an eyebrow. "That particular item is $85,000. Claire nodded. "I'm aware of the price. I'd like to see it, please." Hesitation crossed Veronica's face. "Perhaps I could show you something more accessible." "I'd prefer to see the watch I asked for, thank you," Claire stated firmly. Reluctantly, Veronica retrieved the watch, placing it on a velvet pad. "It's a limited edition," she explained, as if to discourage Claire. "It's perfect," Claire said. "I'll take it." Veronica's eyebrows shot up. "You'll take it? Perhaps you'd like to discuss financing options?" "That won't be necessary," Claire replied. From across the store, Marcus Devlin, the impeccably dressed boutique manager, watched. He prided himself on recognizing wealth, and in his assessment, Claire didn't qualify. He approached. "Is there something I can help with here, Veronica?" He asked, his eyes on Claire. "This customer is interested in the Chronomaster," Veronica said. "Madam," Marcus addressed Claire, "the Chronomaster is one of our most exclusive pieces. Perhaps Veronica could show you something more suitable for Browse." "I'm not Browse. I'd like to purchase this watch," Claire said, her patience thinning. Marcus exchanged a look with Veronica. "Of course. However, with our high-value items, I'd need to see some form of verification. A platinum card, perhaps? We've had issues with certain individuals wasting our time." His smile didn't reach his eyes. "I don't typically carry my cards when dressed for the day's activities," Claire explained. "But the purchase won't be a problem. My husband is meeting me here shortly." "Ah, your husband," Marcus interrupted, a knowing tone in his voice. "Perhaps when your husband arrives we can continue." He clearly doubted her. "The watch is a surprise for him," Claire said. "I'd prefer to complete the purchase before he arrives." Marcus checked his watch. "I'm afraid without verification I can't authorize this. We have many genuine customers waiting." Just then, a celebrity entered, and Marcus rushed to fawn over her, telling Veronica to direct Claire to a non-existent sales section. "Maybe you should come back another time with your husband," Veronica said skeptically. Claire stood firm. "I'd still like to purchase the watch." Veronica sighed. "You're wasting everyone's time." When Marcus returned from schmoozing, his expression had hardened. "Madam, I believe we've been more than accommodating," he said sharply. "It's clear you're not a serious buyer." "I've been clear about my intentions," Claire stated. "Yet you have. No means to verify you can afford it." He glanced at her clothes with disdain. "We've seen this before, people faking a lifestyle for social media." "I don't need to prove my worth by my appearance," Claire countered, anger rising. Enough. I must. Insist that you leave, Marcus snapped. Either produce verification or exit my store. You're disrupting our business. This is ridiculous, Claire said. No, you're not a paying customer, nor do I believe you can be. Marcus moved closer. Please leave before I call security. Realizing further protest was useless, Claire stepped away. Your treatment of me says far more about you, she said quietly. Marcus smiled thinly, taking her arm. People like you don't belong here, he said, guiding her firmly toward the exit, giving a small push as the door swung shut. Through the window, she saw Marcus and his staff laugh in her direction. Robert would arrive in 20 minutes. As she processed the humiliation, the actress from the store exited. I saw what happened, she said kindly. It was appalling. At 11:45 a.m., Robert Matthews's black SUV pulled up. As he approached the boutique, a woman stopped him. Mr. Matthews, your wife was just asked to leave this store. The way they treated her was disgraceful. Robert's expression darkened. Thank you for telling me, he said, his voice controlled despite his anger. He texted his assistant to reschedule his afternoon. He looked through the boutique window. Marcus was laughing with two saleswomen, a shared smirk that told Robert everything. The raw injustice of it, the casual cruelty based on nothing but cloth and thread, was a stark reminder of how often appearances deceive. It's moments like these, challenging our perceptions and affirming the strength of character over superficial judgment, that we love to explore here on Fable Crypt. Subscribe to discover more tales where the underestimated rise and true worth is revealed in the most unexpected ways. Now watch as Robert Matthews prepares to rebalance the scales. He saw Claire walking back. Their eyes met. Someone told me what happened in there, he said quietly when she reached him. Claire sighed. It's just people making judgments, Robert. It's not nothing. His voice was calm but firm. No one treats you that way. He moved toward the boutique. Inside, Marcus was mid-laugh when Robert entered. The atmosphere shifted. Even those who didn't recognize the billionaire sensed his authority. Marcus rushed forward. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Elegance. Robert's gaze was like ice. I believe you just ejected my wife from your establishment. Color drained from Marcus's face as Claire stepped in. The staff froze, horror dawning as they connected the dots. Robert and Claire Matthews, the power couple. Mr. Matthews, Marcus stammered. A terrible misunderstanding. Has there been? Robert's voice was even. You judged my wife on her appearance, refused service, and physically escorted her out with derogatory comments. Sir, if I had known who Mrs. Matthews was. Robert silenced him. That's the problem. You shouldn't need to know who someone is to treat them with dignity. He turned to Claire. Was this the watch you wanted? Claire nodded. I'd like to speak with the owner. Robert told Marcus. Mr. Goldstein is in New York, but I am the general manager. Perfect, Robert interrupted. Then you can explain to Mr. Goldstein why Elegance is about to face a PR nightmare. The implied threat of Robert's influence was clear. Please. Mr. Matthews, Marcus pleaded. What can we do? First, Robert said, arm around Claire. Apologize to my wife, because she deserved respect, regardless of who she is. Marcus turned to Claire, fear replacing disdain, and offered a stilted apology. Robert nodded. Now, about those consequences. He produced a business card. My office will contact you about your employment. Marcus was confused. My employment? Robert's smile was cold. My investment group acquired a controlling interest in Goldstein Luxury Retail last month. Paperwork finalizes today. Technically, I'm your boss. A gasp rippled through the store. Instead of firing you, Robert continued, Elegance will launch sensitivity training for all employees, focusing on unconscious bias. He glanced at Claire. My wife has agreed to oversee its development. Claire understood. This was about meaningful change, and she nodded. Your alternative, Marcus, is resignation. Marcus, humiliated, agreed to the training. I'd appreciate the opportunity to learn, sir. Excellent. Training begins next week. Robert checked his watch. Now, if you'll complete my wife's purchase, we have lunch reservations. With trembling hands, Marcus processed the $85,000 transaction, carefully wrapping the watch. As Claire and Robert left, whispers followed. The story would become a Rodeo Drive legend. Over lunch, Claire smiled. Was that necessary? Robert took her hand. Absolutely. Not because you're my wife, but because nobody deserves that treatment. Character, kindness, dignity, those are the true valuables. If this story resonated with you, don't miss out on our other tales. Click on one of the videos on your screen now to watch another compelling story from our collection.